Hello, everyone, and welcome back. I'm your host, Shavon Meyers on Talking Wellness, and we are sponsored by the Kiva Centers. The Kiva Centers is a nationally recognized Indigenous-led peer-run trauma-informed organization. The organization focuses on development and promotion of healing communities for people experiencing different social class impacts like trauma, mental health, and substance use. And you're listening to Unity Radio 97.9 FM, which is Community Connection. Okay. And we have two special guests here. I'm really excited. We were like booming on Facebook with 41 shares. So really today getting the word out about grief. We have Deana Wesley. Deana Wesley. Perfect. And Maxwell Britt.
Yes.
Perfect. Welcome to the show today. Thank you for coming in.
Thanks for having us.
Yeah, absolutely. So I'm going to have you guys introduce yourselves, like what you do, where you're from, and then we can get into like your story dealing with grief.
Yeah. Okay. My name is Maxwell Britt, and I'm currently living in Tampa Bay, Florida area. So I'm a real estate agent. I'm a musician, and I'm also a founder of the P.R.E.S.H.A.E project, which is a nonprofit aiming to help kids and at-risk youth, hopefully assist them with various different life skills and things of that nature, and also helping grieving families and grieving parents specifically. So that's pretty much what I do at this time. Plus, I'm a father, a new father again.
Oh my gosh!
I got a 10-month-old,
yes,
and a caretaker for my 90-year-old grandma. So that's my life in a nutshell.
Nice, sweet.
Okay. I'm Deana Wesley. I am a LPN currently. I am residing in the Springfield area. I am also a full-time student, furthering my credentials and my career as well. I have two other children at home, 16 and 10, that are boys, I tell you.
Yeah, I got them.
I'm also a part of the P.R.E.S.H.A.E project as well.
Yes.
Still trying to get things going on top of my own personal projects I have going on with myself as well.
Okay, welcome. Thank you.
Thank you.
So absolutely. So let's get into it. So what inspired you guys to start the P.R.E.S.H.A.E project?
Yeah. Well, I mean, what inspired us was the death of our son, P.R.E.S.H.A.E, and pretty much the love that P.R.E.S.H.A.E gave while he was alive continues to spread outward after his passing, and that's kind of what keeps us inspired to want to help others and bring awareness to the fentanyl, crisis in general. And that's what inspired it. It was definitely a shocking tragedy that affected us and also so many.
Yeah.
So
what age did he pass away at?
19.
19.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh.
Yeah, he was 19. He passed away on the 19th, and he was born on the 19th.
Wow.
So there's a lot of symbolization of the 19 number. I actually have it on the back of this. It's kind of
definitely
our number.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Okay. So it's a shock hearing it, being a mental health counselor and dealing with clients who come in and have grief. It's really like, you do get into like projects like that because it's inspiring and you want other people to get out there and know the word and know that there's support. If you couldn't help your child at that time or anyone you knew who was going through something similar, why not help other people and prevent that?
Yeah.
Yep.
So Deana, what do you have to say about the P.R.E.S.H.A.E project?
It's a platform for us to get our story out. On top of it broke off into other adventures that we have done in regards to that as well. Opening up the door to be able to talk about it because overdose is such a taboo topic that people don't like to talk about.
Absolutely.
Sometimes there's shame and regret behind it. Sometimes there's embarrassment behind it. And what this does is it opens that door to be comfortable, to be able to talk about it because so many people have that wall up. It breaks that wall down. Because so many people are going through it and they don't talk about it, this opens that door.
Right.
And it's okay to be vulnerable.
Yes.
It's actually empowering to be vulnerable.
Absolutely.
A lot of people don't understand that. So we want to push that as well.
Right. And as parents who've lost someone to overdose, like let's talk about a little bit about your journey with that and being vulnerable and finding out the news. And like, did you feel all these feelings that people might have felt or continue to feel about situations similar to what you've gone through?
Yes. Do you want? Well, I'll tell you my side first. It was basically, as soon as soon as it happened, of course, it was shocking. I went into autopilot mode. I kind of went into like the fixer mode, the protector, because I had other kids too. And I just kind of fell into this like work mode for the first few weeks. And then when I finally got back to Florida, because he passed in Massachusetts.
Yeah.
So after the funeral, I went through almost a year of, I guess the best way to put it is my brain was rewired.
Right.
At the moment he passed, I've never been the same. And because it's out of the natural order, when you lose a child, you can lose a parent because we're prepared to lose a parent. We don't want to, but it's expected. It's, when it's a child, it's different. So I feel like for me, I went through a whole year of just a lot of turmoil and waves of emotions like anger, sadness, and guilt, and sometimes back and forth. And it wasn't just your normal, 5 stages of grief for me. It seemed to just keep coming back. And I had to really learn a lot along the way. And what helped me was learning I had to give myself grace. I started going to group meetings for bereaved parents, and Compassionate Friends is the name of it, of Tampa Bay. And they were really, it was really helpful to have that support system, and also just developing like healthy coping mechanisms, focusing on mental health as far as taking walks, meditation, exercise versus alcohol, things of that nature. So for me, that was my journey. That was the beginning stages of it, and what helped, was the support system, and I guess just being able to get to a point where I could kind of grow into my grief. That's the best way I can put it.
Yeah, absolutely. Because it's like trauma, right?
It doesn't go away.
No,
There's no finish line.
No, definitely not. Your
No.
body keeps score, right? It's
Right.
trauma.
Yeah.
Trauma rewires the brain,
Right.
and it's sometimes it's just never the same,
Right.
Especially if something like that sticks with you, like
Yes.
losing a child, right?
Yes.
Some people may be able to kind of undo that a bit, but losing a child may be different.
It's
so.
a lot. Yeah, it's a lot different.
Okay.
Yep. And then for me, exactly like Max touched on, there's no right way to grieve. And for me, it was denial. I was in complete denial through it all, up until his funeral. And I think that was my trigger. It was he's really not here. He's really gone. This really just happened. At the time I was living in Georgia. So I went back to my home, and depression came in full throttle. Like my life literally flipped upside down. I had to have family come down to Georgia to help me because I couldn't function for my own self. And I still had 2 children at home. It tested a lot of relationships in my life. It tested a lot of friendships in my life. And it was like a door opener. In order for me to get out of this, I got to let things go. I also went through this finding of myself again and looking for somebody to fix it. And I remember distinctly, I had another family member that had lost a teenage child. And I remember calling her, "What did you do to get through this? Tell me what you did so I can fix myself."
Absolutely.
And to this day, I resonate on what her words was. She says, "I can't tell you what to do. My journey was my journey. What worked for me may not work for you. What may work for you probably didn't work for me, but you have to allow yourself to take the right steps to get there." And at that moment, it didn't mean nothing to me. I was angry with her. I was like, my brain was wired. You need to tell me what to do so I can fix me. And as I allowed myself to go through steps, I did try the Compassionate Friends that was in the Georgia area. It worked for him. It didn't work for me.
Right.
I tried other support groups. I tried different things. Those things didn't work for me. I came back. I started looking into different avenues of certain things. Then I went through the angry phase, and I was mad at the world. And then I kind of shut everybody out. And then little by little, I started finding different things that I liked. I came across the Mom's Flag Football League, and then that was my light switch. I used that to be able to get through my healing, to be able to get to where I am now, to be able to use this to help me get through my cycle. And that's what helped me. But just
Absolutely.
learning that my journey is my journey, his journey is his journey,
Mhm.
everyone else that was affected, their journey is their journey. I
Mhm.
had to learn to accept that. And once I did, it brought me to where I am today.
Absolutely. Everyone processes differently.
Yeah.
You know, you have to, the hardest part about grief is going through it, but
Mhm.
you do have to go through it to heal,
Mm-hmm.
you know? And now I feel like you guys are, you went in the acceptance phase
Mm-hmm.
of it.
And my acceptance phase is still growing.
Yeah.
It's different parts. It's learning where I am isn't
Mhm.
where everybody else is.
Mhm.
It's learning that where my pieces are healing, somebody else's pieces aren't healing. Where
Right.
I'm still struggling, someone else may have healed. So my acceptance phase is forever evolving when it comes to that part.
And I think with the loss of a child, it becomes a journey and not a destination. There's
Absolutely.
never going to be a day when I'm like, hey, Deana, I'm healed today.
Right.
It's just not going to
Yeah,
happen.
that's never
I've
gonna
seen
happen.
80, 90-year-olds in the group that they're like, I have bad news for you. It doesn't happen. But
No.
that's okay. And that's why I say you kind of create a partnership with the grief, if that makes sense.
Yes.
It's there, but I'm still
A
going to
relationship with it.
And I no longer feel guilty laughing. Like there was, we speak about guilt a little bit, but when you lose a child, I don't know about you, but the first year I couldn't laugh with somebody without feeling a guilt for being happy.
Right.
So imagine that, like you can't even be happy because it's like my son's not here. How
Yep.
could I smile? You know what I mean?
Yep.
But now, you know, I'm definitely beyond that. You know,
Absolutely.
now we're trying to turn the pain into power.
Yep. And we'll be right back after the break. I'm your host, Shavon Meyers, and you're listening to Unity Radio 97.9 FM, Worcester's Community Connection.
Hello, my name is Alvin Familia, president of the Manny 267 Foundation, and you are listening to Unity Radio 97.9 FM, Worcester Community Connection.
Hi, I'm Shavon Meyers, your host on Talking Wellness, presented by the Kiva Centers on Unity Radio 97.9 FM. As a licensed mental health professional and leader in the field, I believe every story matters and healing starts with being heard. Whether you're navigating life's challenges or lifting others through theirs, I'm here to explore the paths of mental health, recovery, and wholeness. Tune into Talking Wellness on Unity Radio 97.9 FM every Tuesday from 5 to 6 p.m. for honest conversation and inspiration. This program is sponsored by the Kiva Centers, a statewide leader in peer-led support and recovery services. From Worcester to Western Mass, Kiva is lighting the way forward. Talking Wellness, every voice, every journey. Speak up, be heard, and of course, be well.
Support for Unity Radio 97.9 FM is provided by United Way of Central Mass, aiming to improve the community and break the cycle of poverty, and the Woosocks Foundation, seeking to make dreams come true for families in areas of education, social justice, recreation, and conquering cancer. Unity Radio, Worcester's Community Connection.
Wake up and start winning with me, Jacqueline Carr. Sundays from 6 a.m. to 8 a.m. right here on Unity Radio 97.9, Worcester's Community Connection.
Hi, I'm Shavon Meyers, host of Talking Wellness, and you're listening to Unity Radio 97.9 FM, Worcester's Community Connection. Hello, everyone. I'm your host, Shavon Meyers on Talking Wellness, and we are sponsored by the Kiva Centers, and we are back with Deana and Maxwell. So we're going to get more into what we were talking about before the break. You know, for you, Maxwell, we were talking a lot about like the healing process and for, you know, you not being able to laugh and feeling guilt. A lot of people feel those things. And then eventually you knew it was okay to do that. Right. Because as parents, you know, we carry that burden. We carry that on us. And it's like, okay, we can't live life like because we feel like we failed our child. You know, we couldn't do anything.
Why him and not me?
Right. Yeah. Exactly. Yeah. Exactly. So you have something called the docu-series.
Yes.
Right.
So it's, we don't have, I'm sorry.
No, go ahead. No, you're good.
You off. So we started filming a docu-series about P.R.E.S.H.A.E.'s life and passing. And We did interviews with, I think, 17 people or 18 people close to him.
Okay.
And I wanted to really highlight how the death of one person can affect so many, especially someone like P.R.E.S.H.A.E. who spreads so much love.
Yeah.
And also get to honor his legacy and hopefully save lives in the process. And I think it's going to do that. So I'm excited. It's been a work in progress, but the same way I learned to give myself grace with the healing process, I'm giving myself, I'm learning patience with other things. So it's going to get done right, and hoping to have it completed, edited by the end of this year and released by next year. And we're also going to incorporate that into the P.R.E.S.H.A.E. Project nonprofit as well.
Nice. And where would it be released on? Like
we're gonna look look at whatever the best streaming option is, but of course we're gonna shoot for the stars.
Okay.
Hopefully hit the moon.
All right. Sounds exciting. Sounds exciting. And Deana, you have the flag football.
Yes. It was kind of ironic how that came about. My children were involved in flag football, and one day we kind of stayed and hanging on the field and talking to different people, and next thing you know, you hear all this hollering, and I look over and there's women on the field, like throwing a football, pulling flags. And I happen to be talking to the gentleman that runs the flag league in our area. And I was like, what are they doing? And he's like, these are moms of kids in my league. I have a small moms league and they play after the kids play. And I was like, I want to play. And he's like, well, the session's over right now. So maybe next session. So he gave me all the information. And I kind of toggled with it back and forth because I'm not athletic by no means. And this little light bulb went off in my head. And I said, you know, my kids would love to see me play. So I kind of got a couple gentlemen, my cousin and my brother, to say, hey, you want to coach? Because they had a lot of experience. And then I kind of just put the word out there kind of lightly. Within 3 days, I had 8 random moms just say, hey, I'm down. They told their friends and their friends told their friends. And then I ended up getting a lot of sponsors, a lot of people in the local area. Shout out to all of them because they are phenomenal. But these women just came up. They heard my story. They heard my pain and they wanted to support me. The league supported me. And it just blossomed. And I had so much fun doing it. But it also was my outlet. It made me comfortable to talk about it. We also had a videographer who supported me and he gave me all of his time. I have a video posted on my Facebook where he pretty much documented my story at that time and documented all these women that came on board to support me. We've done 4 sessions I've done. We kind of stepped back a little bit. Everybody kind of went their own way. But I do plan to continue to do it as well. Then I went into coaching for the same league. I sponsored a tournament for a group of children in the local area, just because football was one of P.R.E.S.H.A.E.'s biggest passions. And he was a diehard Saints fan. And I said, this is something I could do for myself to help me get through my journey, but also putting something back that I know he would have done, something I know he would have appreciated. And it's definitely opened doors for me. It's definitely opened for me to be able to talk about it and actually be comfortable to talk about it. And also to create awareness of everything, not just what happened to him, the journey I went through, I'm going to continue to go through, supporting my children. And even with us, Max supported me, our children that we both had all together. We're like, I want to play. His daughter played with me one season, and it was phenomenal. And then some of these women had stories that I would have never known. I have one particular player who lost the uncle to the same thing. She was very close to, and me and her are very close now. I don't think I would have ever met this woman if this didn't happen. So that was a huge outlet for me, and I'm hoping to continue to be able to use that as well.
You're listening to Unity Radio 97.9 FM, Worcester's Community Connection. It's hard because it's like when someone experiences death, especially someone really close to you, it's like you don't try to fix it, right? Like if someone comes in and they're grieving, it's like, you want to fix it. You want to make them feel better, but there's nothing you can really do, and it's not realistic, right? So when people are coming to you guys with those similar stories, right? Like, what's the comfort level behind it, right? Because I have to, if they're very emotional and upset, I have to, as a therapist, kind of bring it down, breathe, relax. focus on the client and really just talk about like what's going on,
Mhm.
right? Knowing that's going to exaggerate the symptoms,
Right.
but we have to allow that process to happen in order to grow and heal
Yeah.
and move forward from it.
Yeah. That brings me to, well, on that note, I think for me and a lot of bereaved parents that I've met, I know I only wanted to hear from people that have lost a child. So
Right.
it sounds kind of messed up, but it just, it's like, if you told me you lost, your mom, your dog,
Right.
anything like that. Oh man, the dog thing, etiquette. First of all, if you have a family member, a friend that lost a child, please never compare it to an animal. Let's start there, or just another death.
Yeah.
Because it is unique, and every death is unique. But that's all I wanted to hear from someone that could understand that pain, because it's an emptiness that can't really be described, right? Because a child is a part of you, it's an extension of you in a different way, and but I feel way more comfortable now with people coming to me, just because I don't know exactly what they're going through, but I have an idea because I've lost a child, and I know that they're going to value some things that may have worked for me. So my best advice in that scenario is especially newly bereaved, is give yourself grace. You have to have your own oxygen mask on before you can help others, right?
Yep.
And that's how that's something that I wasn't able to be emotionally available for my kids, because I was grieving and I wasn't thinking about my own oxygen mask. I was just trying to fix and do things,
Distract,
kind of on autopilot.
Right. Like try to distract yourself. Like there is healthy distractions, and then there's distractions, I always say, where we kind of gotta leave it alone and just face ourselves and face the situation. Right.
Absolutely.
So.
And I have to agree when it comes to grace. So for me, I was the opposite. I literally shut the world out. But then my children were grieving. So once they got to that moment, I had to turn my light switch off. My youngest son would wake up in the middle of the night crying, looking for his brother. And even though my mind state wasn't stable, I had to shut my switch off to turn his switch off so that I can be emotionally available for him. And then once he was done, my switch went automatically on, because now he's hurting, he's grieving, but now he triggered me. So now I have to separate myself from him. So that was really tough for me, giving myself grace. And that's something I had to learn, that, okay, it's okay for him to grieve. It's okay for me to grieve with him, because this is our journey together. So I can't stress that enough. Definitely give yourself grace, because if you don't, it's just going to be a revolving moment. At that moment, you're never going to be able to step over that.
Because it's confusing too, right? Like you lose a child, then you can't multitask and do the things you were doing day to day, and you're like, wait, I got to go to work, I got to do these different tasks, and it gets overwhelming, and you get anxious. So that's the main thing in the group is like newly bereaved parents were like, give yourself grace. Like that's just the first and probably the most important step in a new stage.
Yeah, and allowing yourself to realize like these are normal feelings.
Yes.
I always say, if we believe in spirituality, this is a little bit later on, but you are reshaping your relationship with your son. It's just that he's not here physically. So you're doing this in spirit. What you're doing is you're living through him and what you're doing.
Of course.
And that's how the relationship has changed.
Yes.
So
absolutely.
It keeps that connection and keeps you close to him, keeping him in mind. And so you're not moving forward from him and you're not forgetting about him. Right, so
and we're honoring him and finding purpose.
Absolutely.
And that was the second thing. When you get to that level, maybe a year, maybe 2 years, maybe 6 months, whoever you are, but if you can find some type of purpose, like with her was the flag football, with me it was kind of the docuseries, and it's when you find that purpose, it gives you some motivation, inspiration to kind of do something positive.
Absolutely. And we talk about the mask, right? And I always say, like, that is great what you said, Deana, because it's, if we are feeling a certain way and then, in that situation, you had other children, you do have to put on a mask. You have to pretend, because we always say, don't take off the mask. And no, sometimes it's appropriate, just because you have other beings that depend on you so that they're not impacted. And so you put them a little bit before you, and then you can take it off when you feel safe and vulnerable. I did do a post on that on Facebook, because some people don't know. They're like, you don't, because you don't help the child, and then you're helpless. and that sort of thing. So in cases like that, it is okay, especially if you're going to work. Maybe you need to take the time off. But if you have to go back, maybe just, taking your time, but just not, letting it all out in front of like a team and a meeting, that sort of thing. So,
and to go back to that mask as well, and grace, you have to trust the process.
Absolutely.
Even to where, there was times I'd go to the grocery store and all my children are particular in things, and I'd pick up things each kid likes. And my son would remind me, that's P.R.E.S.H.A.E's. And now you're breaking down in the middle of the store, but now you're trying to clean up because you don't want people to see you. I've gotten to the point where I have allowed myself, if I'm going to cry, I'm going to cry.
Right.
If I'm going to be angry, I'm going to be angry. But I had to give myself grace. I even recently had a situation like that where I'm in the store and I am breaking down. I am boo-hooing. And this lady turned the corner. I cleaned up real quick and she walked up to me. She said, "Can I hug you?" And she hugged me. And we said nothing. We released, and she said, "I don't know what you're going through, but he said it's going to be all right."
Definitely.
That was giving myself grace because I needed to have that moment. And then my day kind of just went the way it was supposed to go. So, that mask is a tricky phase to go through, but you learn that, you know what? I have to let it down. I have to let this go. I have to let it go the way it's going to go.
Where you feel safe. And we'll be back after the break. I'm your host, Shavon Meyers, and you're listening to Unity Radio 97.9 FM, Worcester's Community Connection.
Cash on the ones and twos. Unity Radio 97.9 FM. Worcester's Community Connections.
Hi, I'm Storm, and I'm a part of the Bruce Wells Scholars Upward Bound program. The Upward Bound program is a program that helps many promising low-income, first-generation, college-bound Worcester High School students. After joining this program, I've learned many different and important life skills while making new connections and getting real-world experiences through internships and classes. If you're interested in any of these opportunities, you can find more information at www.sevenhills.org or 617-866-1293. That's www.sevenhills.org or 617-866-1293. A brighter future begins with you.
Recreation Worcester is a free year-round program for youth run by the City of Worcester. The program enriches this city's youth in athletics, arts, academics, and social-emotional learning activities. Food is provided for free of charge for all youth participating in the program. Learn more at the Worcester Recreation website, www.worcesterma.gov/recreation-worcester. That's www.worcesterma.gov/recreation-worcester.
Tune in to Affirmations with Alex, and together we will affirm our way to a healthier mindset by listening to empowering messages. Hi, I'm Alex from Affirmations with Alex. Join me every Monday through Thursday at 10 p.m. on Unity Radio 97.9 FM, Worcester's Community Connection.
You're listening to Unity 97.9 FM, WUTY. Let's talk, Worcester.
Hello, everyone. I'm your host, Shavon Meyers on Talking Wellness, and we are sponsored by the P.R.E.S.H.A.E Centers, and we're back from the break with Deana and Maxwell. So we were talking about trusting the process, right? As a therapist, that is so hard for people to do. I think even outside of death, like when you're just feeling down and things are not going right and you're like, why me? You just can't see the light at the end of the tunnel. So especially death, because we feel like something was taken from us, like we were robbed of something, that we're being punished, or why us? So when we think about losing a child, especially, and we talk about like trusting the process, what does that look like? And maybe you can share like what that looked like for you.
For me, I think trusting the process was just trying to be able to function normally. And I had a therapist at the time that had me like write down. I told him I wasn't getting anything done. I couldn't multitask. My brain wasn't working right. And he was like, well, write down, everything for your day, every single day. And I still do it to this day, Monday through Sunday, I have like literally a checkbox of like, you know, small things like I don't know, take my vitamins or like, you know, go nature walk, read. I do certain things, like I task myself with these things to give myself like positive things, but also so I could get things done.
Yeah.
And that helped me to just start feeling like I was functioning normally, because I'm seeing myself accomplish small goals.
Right. And you're just getting through the day.
Just getting through days was trusting the process. And then beyond that, I guess just I think for me, it was the support system with the group. It was only once a month, but it was other people that were going through it. So we had from all walks of life, people that, you know, their kids passed from everything from suicide to murder to cancer to, you know, infants to adults. And that gave me a lot of perspective, and it gave me some hope, because there were people that had been there for, you know, 10 years or 5 years or, you know, 2 months. And I realized, oh, wait, I'm further in the process than I thought, you know? So I guess, you know, that was trusting the process for me.
Okay.
For me, was allowing myself to go through the emotions. I'm a very stoic person. I'm not one of those people where I can easily cry in front of someone or express certain emotions. And P.R.E.H.A.E.'s passing forced me to deal with emotions. It forced me to be angry. It forced me to be sad. It forced me to feel these emotions, go through these emotions, deal with these emotions. And again, the stages of grief is different for everybody. And I think that was the biggest thing for trusting the process, is allowing myself, okay, I'm here. This is what we're doing. This is how it is. Okay, we've moved out of here. Okay, now this is the next phase. Oh God, here we go. And now I had to trust that, because the more I resisted, the more I sank deeper.
Oh, yes.
The more I became isolated. I stopped cooking dinner. I stopped doing the laundry. I'd be in the room in the dark for days at a time, to where my family's like, hey, listen, you got to get up and get in the shower, girl. You got to get up and come eat something, drink some water. And then when I started allowing myself to do that, okay, I succeeded today. I took a shower today. Okay, I succeeded today. I took a shower. I was able to get a load of laundry done. Okay, so that was my trusting the process, is allowing myself to get through these emotions, get there, get through them, move to the next phase. And maybe this phase would last for 6 months. Maybe this phase lasted for 2 days. I had to trust that part to get through each step I needed to get to where I'm at.
Right. And we have an order of stages of grief, the 7 of them, but there's really no type of order, like you need to start here.
There isn't.
Everyone goes through it differently.
There
You can
isn't.
accept it, then you're back in denial, then anger, then grief, you know, all those sorts of things. And you can be in one stage for a long time, up to a year, depending on how impactful and how one heals on their own and how they deal with trauma.
Definitely.
You know? So we do want to normalize all of that. And I, you know, as a therapist, I think the hardest part when I have clients come in is, you know, maybe the death has already happened for a while and the anniversary is coming up. The body keeps score, you know. I know for me, my body kept score. And it's like, why am I feeling this way? And it's like around that time, oh, this happened, you know, without me even knowing. And then it's like, I have to think about that. And it's just like, all right, you know, but you guys do something special for P.R.E.H.A.E. You know, when his anniversary comes up.
Deana puts it together. I can't take the credit, but I do show up from Florida, so I pull up.
One of the biggest significant things that came about from P.R.E.H.A.E. is a butterfly. It's always been my thing growing up, but it just came really significant with him because butterflies go through such a transition. P.R.E.H.A.E.'s number is 19. 19 means transition. You fulfilled what you were meant to fulfill. And that's what a butterfly represents. And I ended up finding a company that was actually local to my area that moved to Florida, and they raise butterflies just for these reasons, anniversaries, things like that. And so what I do is I leave it as an open space for everyone that was affected, to give us a space to be able to cry, laugh, joke, share memories, because that day was so tough for everybody. And we have like a small cookout, you know, bring the kids, bring everybody. And then the butterflies are packaged individually. And then we have a box that represents 19 because that represents him. And I pick a different person there every year to release the box. And then everyone gets individuals. And we kind of we say something in honor of him. We play his music and then we release them. And it's like a moment because everyone, you're looking at the butterfly and you're like, wow, you know, today wasn't a total bad day. It's not a total memory. This butterfly reflects who P.R.E.H.A.E was. He grew and grew until he fulfilled what he was supposed to fulfill. Now it's time for us to let him go. So that's the big significance on why I do it on that day. And I also make it so that if people don't want to come, at least we know that you have this outlet if you do decide to come. And if you don't, we have to respect it because, again, everyone's journey is different.
So it's open to the community.
It's
or
just we just leave it towards family and friends.
Okay, gotcha.
Just because that's just who P.R.E.H.A.E was. There's a lot of family between the two
That would be too
of
much
us.
food to buy.
Yeah,
Not that
God,
rich.
even with godparents, and we both had our own separate lives. So my family, that my extended family, I had his extended family. He had P.R.E.H.A.E had a lot of relationships with a lot of people.
Yeah.
So even just that, I can have 100 people in my yard at any time. So it's to keep him alive. It's to keep his memory alive. It's to open a door so that if anybody needs that extra support to get through that, it's there as well. So
Absolutely.
yeah.
And also to add to that, she mentioned we play his music. He was an amazing musician.
Oh wow.
He was like next level. Like P.R.E.H.A.E was the type of person that anything he did, he became great, not good.
Great.
So yeah, he's an amazing musician. He still has a lot of music.
Like he sings, he
rap.
Rap.
Yeah, he rap.
Oh,
you know,
nice.
rapping. You know, the new rapping, singing, but he also rap.
Rap.
So he can do both.
Yeah, I'm looking at you because you're wearing his picture on your shirt. I'm like, he's a handsome guy.
Yeah.
Like I know when you were saying you knew 100 people, I'm like, I bet.
Yeah. And his personality you can't even describe his personality. He walked in the room. It didn't matter what happened. Everybody could be ready to pull each other's hair off. He walked in the room, P.R.E.H.A.E, and smiles, and the light room would glow up. He just had this personality that no matter what happened, what was happening, it stopped. And everything went in a different way. He has my smile. So we would always say he has $1 million smile, and he would smile from ear to ear. And it was just like, oh, okay.
Yeah, definitely.
So he was just that person. He just had a big personality.
Absolutely. Yeah. And I don't know if everyone can see the shirts, but that's the one when he was like younger, right?
Yeah,
looks like, and that's the one when he was older.
16 in this picture. This is senior year. I think
Yeah,
that's
look
senior
at that.
year.
Wow.
Yeah.
Such a transition.
Yeah. And everyone that got t-shirts, we really tried to make it personal. Like, what was your favorite picture of him? So like his godmother has her favorite picture of them too. His kids have their favorite pictures. They had like a picture of them, like one, I think Dominic has one when they went on vacation, or one of the vacations they went through. So, everybody has their own personal memory of P.R.E.H.A.E, and that's one of the biggest things we try to do is, keep everybody at their level, what they remember, how they feel, where they're at, and we keep ours where we're at, where we want to be. So
yeah, absolutely.
That's very important with this.
Yeah, definitely. Absolutely. All right. I'm your host, Shavon Meyers on Talking Wellness, and you're listening to Unity Radio 97.9 FM, Worcester's Community Connection.
Hey, this is Ricky Duran, and you're listening to Unity Radio on 97.9 FM, Worcester's Community Connection.
Hi, I'm Randy Floyd, host of the Unity in the Community Show on Unity Radio 97.9. Join me and my guest as we discuss topics on embracing our diverse cultural communities, the music, the arts, and healthy lifestyles. I'm Randy Floyd, host of the Unity in the Community Show, Wednesdays at 3 p.m. on Unity Radio 97.9, Worcester's Community Connection.
At KivaCenters.org, we believe every story matters and healing starts with being heard. The Kiva Centers are here to explore the paths of mental health, recovery, and wholeness with you. Visit KivaCenters.org, a statewide leader in peer-led support and recovery services, from Worcester to Western Mass. More information is available at KIVACenters.org. Kiva is lighting the way forward.
What's up, y'all? It's your boy Q, host of the Woo 508, and I'm here with
your girl Liza, Miss Consistency. And it's your girl Chantel in the building.
Yes, y'all go ahead and follow us everywhere. YouTube, Instagram, Facebook. The Woo 508. That's THEWOO 508. Woo!
Deal me a skin, roll me a bone, step into the Woo 508. Now you in the zone.
Fam Jam Event Group presents the Worcester Renaissance Market, happening every week at Rockland Trust Plaza, right in the Canal District, across from 1885 Lounge at 45 Green Street in Worcester. Come enjoy live music, delicious food, family fun, and cultural events that align with Woosawks game nights. Whether you're a vendor, performer, or community partner, prepare your gift to share in the heart of the Canal District at 45 Green Street in Worcester, Massachusetts. Follow us on Facebook at Fam Jam Event Group and on Instagram and TikTok at Fam Jam EVTGRP. The Worcester Renaissance Market, where community, culture, and commerce unite.
What's up, Central Mass? This is Angelo Gray, and we want to thank you for all your support. And you're listening to Unity Radio 97.9, Worcester's Community Connection.
Hello, I'm your host, Shavon Meyers on Talking Wellness, and we're sponsored by the Kiva Centers, and you are listening to Unity Radio 97.9 FM, Worcester's Community Connection, and we are back from the break. All right, so we are getting to the end of things, and I do want to go into a little bit about, after you go through something, it's different how we feel and how we express it and how we want to shut ourselves out from the world. Mm-hmm. But it's like the aftermath of it, when people come to you and they say things, and sometimes it depends on how you process it, right? So let's talk about like the judgment of it all, and your experience with that, especially losing a child to substance use, and what people think.
I'll say my experience with it is probably more behind closed doors, because people won't be as judgy in your face.
Right.
But I will say, like, being in the group, the Compassionate Friends group, I've heard a lot of different stories, and I just know people that are judgmental. People are very judgmental in general. When you lose a child to either drug overdose or suicide, it's always like, well, where were the parents? Oh, my kid would never. Right. And it's just not realistic, and it's a dangerous slope, to go down, because it can really happen to anybody. It affects so many. It's not always just a cause and effect of, a neglectful parent. And it's usually not, because people make decisions on their own. So I think the judgment is just something that people need to definitely humble themselves and just realize that it could happen to anybody. And I'm, living proof. We were both very involved in P.R.E.S.H.A.E's life, and we co-parented. Although we weren't together, we co-parented amazing. Deana's an amazing mother. Yep. And I'm grateful to have co-parented with her. Same. And how many baby mamas can say that? Baby? You know what I mean? We really did this. Definitely. We worked really well together. So just saying that to say, the judgment is definitely something people need to work on, and etiquette in general. Like, people will say the wrong things, like, oh, well, he's in a better place now. And then you want to say, well, why don't you send your kids to that better place that he's in? Yeah. I didn't think so.
I don't know what I would do if I was you. I don't know if I would do if I was in your shoes.
Yeah.
You don't.
Right. Yeah.
You don't. And I think that people don't mean no harm. Let me stress that. People aren't saying it to be mean. Right. But when you are on this side, it feels like a blow, because you don't know. I didn't even know what I was going to do.
Right.
And you don't want, it's a feeling that you don't wish on anybody. You don't want anybody to understand. And you want to respond and be like, well, if your kid dies, you tell me how you're going to respond. But you don't want to respond that way, because that's not what they were meaning to do. But that's how it makes you feel when they say that, because everybody is going to lose different people in their lives in different ways. No two stories are going to be the same. Right. So you just have to be a little bit more empathetic with what you say versus what you're saying. I know what I'm trying to get at, but it's you have to just think about what you're going to say before you say it, because it's going to trigger. It's going to make that person feel a certain kind of way, even though you may not mean any harm.
Or say less, but something supportive, like
Mhm.
I'm here for you, whatever. If you need anything, just let me know what I can do.
Absolutely.
Or I don't know what you're going through. I can't imagine, but if there's anything I can do, let me know. You know,
Right.
it's simple, but it's like it's not crossing any lines. It's not like, well, I know exactly how you feel, because when my dog died, whew,
Right.
you just want
a trigger for
And
you. like
that's a
dog, like-
trigger. You're like,
Yeah. Had it happen before.
Yeah, right. And then you're probably like, yeah.
It's
and it's not that we're invalidating your loss.
we're not. But
It's a different
it's
loss.
just
It's a whole different world. It's a different meaning, you know, and just want to backstep on me for a second.
Yeah.
Per.E.H.A.E.'s passing was the trauma. I lost my stepfather a year and a half before. I lost my grandmother that Mother's Day, and then 3 months later I lose Per.E.H.A.E.
Mhm.
So for my side, it was one after another after another.
Mhm.
And it was just kind of one of those things like, all right, I got through that. Okay, I got through this, but now I can't get through this. There's 3 different passings, 3 different ways, 3 different emotions.
Mhm.
So you can't compare one to another. You can
No.
empathize, but you can't compare.
Right.
So when I say, yeah, I lost my son. Oh, yeah, I lost my best friend 25 years ago. And it's not that we don't care.
Right.
Yeah.
It's not the same.
Right.
No, it's
You
Definitely.
know,
Definitely.
I feel that was your best friend. I feel you guys had a relationship. I feel it's no longer here,
Mhm.
but it's not this.
Yeah. And how would you describe that feeling, right? Because some people are listening and they're like, well, my dog is like a child. Like some people really like have the
Yeah.
stroke,
Mhm.
you know, that's their baby, right?
Right.
Mhm.
And then some people are just like, well, I lost someone years ago, but that's still
Mhm.
meaningful. I get it, but
Right.
like some people are listening may have mixed feelings about it.
Yeah.
So
Mhm.
let's describe like what that feels
Well,
like.
Yeah, I would argue that the person with the dog probably doesn't have kids.
Right.
That's just, I mean, if they're comparing it, like, you know what I mean? Because
Yeah.
it's just,
Yeah.
your dog is expected to die in
Right.
about 15 years. Your
right.
child is expected to outlive you.
Right.
It's unnatural. That's
Yeah.
the best way I can
Absolutely.
describe it. So, yeah, I guess, you know, for
The expectations behind it.
Yes.
absolutely, absolutely.
And your child is your human that
Yep.
you created. You
Mhm.
instilled your life, your morals, your
Yeah.
rights, your wrong, your visions, your dreams. And when you lose your child, no matter what age it is,
Mhm.
all those dreams are robbed of you.
Yeah. Because you expect to see them.
I expected to see my son have his own children,
Mhm.
buy his own house, get on
Mhm.
his own marriage,
Right.
and I'll never see that from him.
Mhm.
So it's the expectations that you expected of your child versus grandma. Don't
Mhm.
get me wrong. Grandma's
Yeah.
your
We love
matriarch.
grandma.
Oh, yeah.
Grandma's giving you all her wisdom. She's cooked your food.
Yeah.
She's
Mhm.
wiped your snot. She's got on your mom for punishing you. So, but
Yep.
as you're growing up, you know grandma's not going to be around forever.
Right.
Because
But you're expecting your children to be here forever. So
Right.
it's a different mindset.
Yeah.
And I can't stress enough, it's not that we're not saying your passing is not validated.
Mhm.
It's just a different
just
feeling
different,
that
yeah.
you can't
Right.
compare.
You expect that, you know,
Mhm.
your child buries you, you don't bury your child.
Yes.
No
Yeah.
parent ever expects
Mhm.
that.
That's right.
Yep.
Right.
That's
So
right.
basically, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, so you guys are doing wonderful things in the loving memory of your son. I think it's beautiful and amazing, and keep that
Thank you.
healing journey. And through that, you're
Mhm.
going to continue to heal and focus and thrive and possibly help others.
Absolutely.
What are
Yes.
some personal things you guys are working on outside of that? Like
Oh man.
any
well,
projects?
I'm doing. I do music, so
Yep.
I just released the album, "The Power Within My Pain,"
Mhm.
and I'm putting a lot of my the things I went through with P.R.E.H.A.E.'s passing.
Mhm.
I put that on there, and I'm continuing to. That's part of my outlet,
Mhm.
my release, my therapeutic release. So
Mhm.
that's something I've been doing my whole life. So I'm still putting out music, and I'm getting good feedback. I'm still making music. That's my passion.
Yeah,
That
sure, yeah.
and at this point, really helping others, and that's all motivated from P.R.E.H.A.E.
Okay.
So
Nice. And you're in Florida now? You
yeah,
said?
I'm in the
And-
Tampa Bay
yeah.
area, and I take care of my grandmother. So that's my big
Mhm.
thing. She's 90. She has dementia, and
Mhm.
she's currently in rehab, hoping to get her home. She had a stroke, but I've been a caretaker for the past about 2 years.
Nice.
With her,
Nice.
living with me full time.
Yeah.
And that's been a journey too, and that's given me some kind of purpose, because that's another thing I didn't really touch on. But losing P.R.E.H.A.E. also, it's really made me value my relationships with people that I love, and make me want to. I don't look at taking care of my grandmother as a task. I look at it as I get to enjoy this time with her.
Yeah,
while
we don't
she's
take
here,
it for granted.
No,
It's
yeah,
not that I have to.
exactly,
I get to. Right?
exactly. And my
Yeah.
baby Angel, she's 9, almost 10 months, and
Right.
my girlfriend Africa, shout out to her, and her son Wolfie, he's 4. So I've got a lot on my plate and a lot to, I'm working on it. So
absolutely,
it's a work in progress.
Yeah.
And for me, it's I'm going back to school to further my nursing credentials.
Nice.
And when I was going for my first nursing credentials, I only had P.R.E.H.A.E and my middle son at the time. So they were my biggest supporters. And now my middle son pushed me again and kind of was like, well, you're on our backs about school. Are you going back to school? And I was like, bet. Came back from vacation, got it going. And so I'm using that as my motivation, because I know if P.R.E.H.A.E was still here, he would be on me just as much, because I pushed him to go to school. My motto is, as long as I'm breathing, you're going to finish school. P.R.E.H.A.E finished with school with high honors.
Nice.
And so that's kind of my motivation right now. I'm still in with the Moms League right now. They have taken a break just because they've had so many kids come into their kids program. So I have volunteer with coaching. I do help with their all girls league, just because trying to get girls to get into the sport more, because girls are really going into it a lot more. So I've been using that to stay within the football realm because of P.R.E.H.A.E.
Right.
So that's kind of where I'm moving forward with it. And just when the Mom League come back up, get me another team out there and get my sponsors going, and just keep that as my motivation.
Okay, good. And what is something, inspiring that you can tell the audience, as far as like with grieving and that sort? I know give yourself some grace, but anything else, because that's good too. But
it's going to be okay.
Yeah.
It's going to be okay.
Like yeah.
You don't think about it today. You didn't think about it yesterday. Tomorrow you might think about it, and you're going to reflect. And you're going to be like, it's going to be okay.
That's right. And there's no finish line. Healing is a journey, not a destination.
Right. I like that, because some people just want it to be over. And the reality is, even with trauma, like I would tell my clients that don't come here thinking that it's going to go away. It's not. It's how you manage it. It's how you deal with it, and how you
learn to live with it.
And cope.
Yep.
So
you will grow into your grief.
Yep. Absolutely. All right. You guys are awesome. Thank you for coming in today. Hopefully in the future we can have. Yeah, absolutely. And I think this, this is a topic that needs to be talked about, especially coming from experience. I'm your host, Shavon Meyers, on Talking Wellness, and you are listening to Unity Radio 97.9 FM, Worcester's Community Connection. Thank you.